Getting ready to break down UFC Fight Night, Font versus Vera. It should be a pretty good card taking place this weekend. So we'll jump right into it here. You got Carlos Candelario versus Tashiro Tayara. Candelario is a plus 198 underdog. Taria is a minus 250 favorite. Candelario is 30 years old. He's 8-1 in MMA. He has a good grappling, also has good ground and pound. He's going to be the better striker in this fight on their feet. He's a decent scrambler. His cardio is questionable. Wants to get off to a quick start in the first round and then start dying off in the second and third round. So you got to watch out for that. He has 3 wins by decision, 2 wins by knockout, and 3 wins by submission. Tayara is 22 years old, 10-0. This will be a UFC debut. Likes to be in the clinch position on their feet. He's gonna make this a ugly grind, turn it into getting inside, doing a lot of dirty boxing, doing a lot to the body. Likes to be in that standing clinch position, getting his opponent up against the cage. He has great wrestling, great grappling. He has 2 wins by decision, 3 wins by knockout or TKO, and 5 wins by submission. I think Candelario is going to have a little bit of advantage on their feet. So I think Tayara is going to be better on the ground in about every position. So I like Tatsuro to win this fight as a minus 250 favorite. Next fight is Gina Mazzani against Shayna Young. Mazzani is a minus 188 favorite in this fight. Shayna Young is a plus 152 underdog. Mazzani is 33 years old. She's 7-5. Her cardio can be a factor as well. She'll get in there. She throws a high volume. She's always attacking. Has a lot of different kind of wild attacks, not in a bad way. Just she's going to throw some spinning attacks. Going to throw some kicks. She does some unorthodox things. But sometimes she throws so much volume that in the third round her cardio starts affecting her. She's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage in this fight. Like I said, she really don't use that reach advantage to her advantage because she likes being in there in the clinch. Or no, excuse me. I looked at the wrong one. She's high volume, and she's a good striker, or a decent striker, I should say. She has great grappling, though. Young is 7-4, has great striking, but she has no grappling at all. Her takedown defense isn't very good. And I think that's what's really going to cost Young in this fight, is Mazzani's going to be able to get this fight to the ground. And Mazzani's, to me, is better on the ground in every position than what Young is. Young has 3 wins by submission. She also has 1 win by decision, or 1 win by knockout, 4 wins by decision. 2 of her losses have been by decision, 1 loss by knockout, and 2 losses by submission. Like I said, Young is the better striker in this fight. Young is the better fighter on the feet, but Mazzani's better on the ground, and Young does not have very good takedown defense. So I see Mazzani being able to get this fight to the ground, and I can see her either ending it with ground and pound or submission. So I like Gina Mazzani here at the minus 188 on the money line. Next fight we have is Natan Levy against Mike Breeden. This should be another good fight. Levy is a minus 205 favorite. Breeden is a plus 164 underdog. Levy is 30 years old, 6-1. He has a great karate, solid grappler. But it has 3 wins by decision, 3 wins by submission. He's 4-1 in his last 5. Doesn't have any knockouts to his credit or TKOs. All of his finishes have been by submission. He's coming off a loss by unanimous decision to Rafa Garcia. Levy does have good cardio, so he's going to keep coming at you the whole fight. Breeden is 10-4. He either knocks somebody out or he gets knocked out. I mean, that's usually how his fights go. He's 3-2 his last 5. He has struggled with grapplers in the past, and I think he's going to struggle with the grappler in this fight as well. If he can is good thing about him, he always has a chance because of his power, and he's a decent striker, so he has for Breeden to win this fight, he has to keep this fight on the feet. He's coming off a loss to Hernandez. I like Natan Levy at the minus 205 in this fight. In the next fight, we have Gabe Green versus Johan Leonis. Green is a minus 134 favorite. Leonis is a plus 110 underdog. Green is 28 years old. He's 10-3. Great striking. Has effective grappling, and he also has good wrestling, has good takedowns. He's 4-1 in over his last 5 fights. Has 2 losses by knockout or TKO. He has 1 win by decision, 3 wins by KO, and 6 wins by submission. He's fighting Leonis, who's 29 years old. He's 8-0. He's also a good striker and has great power. But his wrestling, his grappling and wrestling is a little on the weaker side. He has a 3-inch reach advantage in this fight. He has 2 wins by decision and 6 wins by knockout. His power scares me a little bit in this fight against Green, but I like Green in this fight. I think Green's grappling is going to be the difference in this fight. He'll be able to take Leonis down, and I think he'll be able to control the position, hold him there, and be able to land some ground and pound. For that reason, I like Green at minus 134 on the money line. Next fight we have is Alexander Romanov against Chase Sherman. Romanov is 31 years old. He's 15-0, has good grappling, good cardio. He's going to come at you the whole fight. He's not going to slow down. He has 1 win by decision, 6 wins by knockout, and 8 wins by submission. He ends up getting a lot of his submissions by he hurts the guy, gets the guy down, he ends up getting the guy's back, or he gets the ground and pound. Sherman is 32 years old. He's 15-9, 2-3 his last 5. He's coming off a submission loss to Collier. He has a 3-inch reach advantage in this fight. He has 14 wins by knockouts. He does have decent power in his hands. He has 4 losses by decision and 4 losses by knockout. I think Romanov is the better all-around fighter in this fight. Of course, I think he's going to win this fight. He's a minus 2,000 favorite, so there's no value in betting on Romanov to win this fight. The only way you're going to make any money off this fight is if you think Sherman has a chance to maybe knock Romanov out, and you go with Sherman at the plus 920 on the money line. You can make there's a lot of value there, but I just don't think Sherman is going to have enough to beat Romanov. I think Romanov wins this fight, but like I said, betting wise, this is a fight I wouldn't bet just because there's no value there at minus 2,000. Next fight on the card is Daniel Da Silva versus Francisco Figuedero. Da Silva is minus 134 on the money line. Figuedero is plus 110 on the money line. Da Silva is 25 years old. He's 11-2. He lost his UFC debut. Has good striking. He's a high volume striker. He's going to keep coming at you. He has good kicks as well. He's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage in this fight. 5 wins by knockout, 6 wins by submission, and his 2 losses have been by knockout. Figuedero fights like a lot like his brother, but he's just not quite as explosive as his brother. He has 12-4-1, 1-1 in UFC. He's a good counter striker, decent grappling, but like I say, he's a real good counter striking. You have to be careful standing in front of Silva. They doesn't get hit and get stunned. He has a 2 wins by decision, 3 wins by knockout, 7 wins by submission. So if he can get the key for Figuedero, I believe, is to get this fight on the ground. Figuedero has 2 losses by decision. One loss by knockout and 1 loss by submission. I like Silva in this fight at the minus 134 on the money line. It should be a good fight. Both these guys are good fighters. I just think that Silva grappling is going to be the difference in this fight. I think he's going to get a couple takedowns, get some control, and be able to maybe even get a submission. So I like the Silva in this fight. All right, next fight we have on the card. Scrap it. All right, next fight we have on the card is Gerald Merchant versus Christoph Jotko. Merchant is a plus 144 underdog. Jotko is a minus 178 favorite. Merchant is 34 years old. He's 34-14, 9-5 in the UFC with 9 finishes. He has great jiu-jitsu. He's 3-2 over his last 5 fights. He has good cardio. If he can get this fight on the ground, he's going to cause you a lot of trouble. He has great grappling, good wrestling, and he can do a lot of work on the ground. He's 5th all time in submissions, or in submission wins, I should say. He has 2 wins by decision, 6 wins by KO, and 26 submission wins. So if he can get this fight on the ground, he could have a great chance to get a submission here. Jotko is 23-5. He has great cardio. He's going to come at you the whole fight. He's a high volume striker. He has 16 wins by decision, 6 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, and he is 4-1 over his last 5 fights. I think it's going to be a real good fight, and the difference in this fight is going to be, can Merchant get takedowns? Can he get this fight to the ground? I'm not sure he can. I like Jotko. Jotko's takedown defense has been pretty solid, and he has good cardio. He really doesn't slow down. So I'm going with Christoph Jotko here as the minus 178 favorite. Next fight here is a fight I'm looking forward to a lot, as Indiana native Darren Elkins takes on Tristan Conley. I watched Elkins wrestle in high school, and watched him fight throughout his UFC career. Win or lose, he's always exciting to watch. Don't get me wrong, I'm always rooting for him to win because he's from Indiana, and I know him. But hey, win or lose, that dude's going out there and he's putting on a show. So I love watching Darren Elkins fight. He's a minus 178 in this favorite in this fight. Conley's a plus 144 underdog. Elkins is 37 years old, 27-10. He has good grappling, good wrestling. He's 2-5 his last 7. He has 5 losses by decision, 4 losses by knockout, and 1 loss by submission. He will have a 3-inch reach advantage in this fight. He has 12 wins by decision, 10 wins by knockout, and 5 wins by submission. He has good cardio. He's not going to slow down. He's going to keep coming at you. I think this is right. This is going to be a great fight here with Conley, who's 36 years old. He's 14-7. He's 4-1 over his last 5. So he's been moving in the right direction, where Elkins' last 7 fights have been going the other direction. Conley has 5 losses by decision, 1 loss by knockout, and 1 loss by submission. He has 4 wins by knockout. He has 9 wins by submission, and he has good grappling. This is going to be a fun fight to watch. I think Elkins is going to be able to get takedowns here and control the top position. I'm going with Darren Elkins in this fight at the minus 178 favorite. Conley is not going to be, there's no slouch. It's going to be a tough fight. But one of the fights I'm looking forward to. This could be the fight of the night on the card, because these two guys are going to go at it, and I can see there being some kind of big finish to this fight. But I like Elkins here. Next fight is Grant Dawson against Jared Gordon. Dawson is a minus 180 favorite. Gordon is a plus 146 underdog. Dawson is 28 years old. He's 17-1. He has decent striking, good wrestling, and good ground and pound. He's a 4-inch. There's a 4-inch reach advantage in this fight. He has great grappling. He has 2 wins by decision, 4 wins by knockout, and 11 wins by submission. Gordon is 18-4. He's on a 3-fight win streak, has good wrestling. He's the better striker in this fight. He's going to put out high volume, 4 losses by knockout. He's 6-3 in the UFC. He has good cardio as well. He has 10 wins by decision and 6 wins by knockout. And he has 2 submissions to his credit as well. I think this is going to be a decent fight. I like Dawson in this fight. I just think Dawson wrestling is going to be the difference in this fight, and I can see him winning this fight by ground and pound. Then we have Andre Fili versus Jonderson Burrito. This right here is going to be a fun fight to watch. This right here, just like I said about the Elkins Conley fight, this fight could be the fight of the night as well. It has that potential with these styles. Uh, Fili's a minus 250 favorite. Burrito's a plus 198 underdog. Fili is 21-8. He's 31 years old, has good wrestling. He's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage in this fight. He has 9 wins by decision, 9 wins by knockout, and 3 wins by submission. He is 2-2 with 1 no contest his last 5. Fili has good kicks. I believe Fili is the better striker in this fight. Burrito is 27 years old. He's 12-3. He's a high volume output. He's wild. He does spinning attacks. He comes at you, and he has good wrestling. He's 4-1 his last 5. 2 wins by decision, 4 wins by knockout, 6 wins by decision. His 3 losses, he has 1 loss by decision, 1 loss by KO, and 1 loss by submission. I like Breeden here as at the underdog at the plus 198 on the money line. I think his wrestling could be the difference. Fili isn't a bad wrestler as either, but I think Breeden could get a couple of takedowns here and control this fight. And I think his high volume striking and his unorthodox style is going to give Andre Fili some trouble. So I like the underdog here, Breeden, at the plus 198 on the money line. All right, before we get to our co-main event of the evening, enjoy this short commercial, and we will be right back.
Get ready. This summer, the Arena League Sports is on ASAP Network. Tune in live on either the Tiki Live or Roku app, as well as your smart home TV.
All right, welcome back. We have now got to the co-main event. Co-main event of the evening here, or of the fight night, is going to be Andre Orlowski against Jake Collier. Orlowski is a minus 154 favorite. Collier is a plus 126 underdog. Orlowski is 43 years old. He's a former UFC champ. He's 33-20, has 13 wins by decision, 17 wins by knockout, and 3 wins by submission. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He has good striking and good takedown defense. 7 losses by decision, 11 losses by knockout, and 2 losses by submission. The key to me in this fight is going to be for Orlowski to be able to keep this fight on the feet. His takedown defense is going to be the difference in this fight. Collier is 33 years old. He's 13-6, has good striking. He's a good grappler, has decent takedowns. And his path to win this fight to me is to get the fight onto the ground. He has 4 wins by decision, 5 wins by knockout, 2 losses by decision, and 3 losses by knockout. Collier's 10 years younger than Orlowski, but I like Orlowski's takedown defense. I think Orlowski is the better striker in this fight. I'm going with Andre Orlowski here at the minus 154 on the money line. And then in the main event of the evening, you're going to have Marlon Vera against Rob Font. I think this is going to be an exciting fight, a fun fight to watch. Vera is a plus 114 underdog. Font's a minus 140 favorite. Vera is 29 years old, 18-7, has great striking, good kicks. He beat Frankie Edgar his last fight. He also has good grappling. He's a well-rounded fighter. He does get off to some slow starts sometimes. That is one thing that kind of scares me in this fight against Font is he going to be able to weather that storm? Font is 19-5. 7 wins by decision, 8 wins by knockout, 4 submission wins. He has good takedown defense, good boxing, and he's going to throw at a high volume. I think the difference in this fight is going to be, can Vera get this fight down on the ground? Because Vera is dangerous from his back as well. He's not just dangerous from the top position. Excuse me. So it's going to be interesting to see. I like Marlon Vera in this fight. I think Marlon Vera is going to be able to get this fight to the ground. He also, on his feet, he can land some big strikes, has good kicks. I think that he keep off balance. I'm going with the underdog Marlon Vera at the plus 114 on the money line in the main event for UFC Fight Night, Font versus Vera. All right, that is all the fights for UFC Fight Night this weekend. I'll put out my official picks for which fights I'm going to pick on a Saturday morning.